How you doing, everybody? So the question tonight is, are auras real? Do we have an aura or an energy field around the body? For anyone who's studied this subject, they would probably find that the answer is usually a resounding yes. But as to what we can read into it is another matter. Depending on what you call an aura, do we have an electrical field in the body or around the body? Yes. It's been measured by Russian scientists. They've spent a lot of money to use, they've been using these very, very delicate equipment that they can use to detect very faint electromagnetic fields, and they found that the human heart is probably the emitter, but it takes you have about 30 feet, a 30-foot circle around you at all times, where you're interacting with other fields. To me, it's just obvious that we interact with each other's fields. People talk about vibes. We talk about the way that people rub off on others. Others know what others are thinking and feeling. From a scientific standpoint, my conclusions are not empirical. There's no evidence to support what I'm saying, but I believe it. So I'm just stating that to start. I have this book, which is called Invisible Worlds. It's really cool. And it's just all kinds of little pictures of like atomic explosions, circuit boards, microscopic views of things, basically. Human brain, eyeballs and stuff. There's this one page here that always got me. This is a pot leaf Kirlian Photography taken on the leaf. Now, the one thing, amazing thing, in Kirlian Photography, I'm just going to read this so you can understand what it is. Could there be any scientific basis to paranormal phenomena such as spirits, psychic energy, or ghosts? One imaging technique seems to show there might be, depending on how we interpret the results. In 1961, Semyon Kirlian and Valentina Kirliana published a paper in the Russian Journal of Scientific and Applied Photography, describing what is now known as Kirlian photography. The process is fairly simple. A sheet of film is laid on a metal plate, and an organic object is placed on top. A high voltage is then applied to the plate to make an exposure. After processing, the film shows the shadow of the object, surrounded by a glowing haze. Many practitioners believe Kirlian photography reveals an invisible aura that surrounds all living things, some kind of bioelectric energy field. It is fair to say that Kirlian photography is not yet fully understood in all its details, but the forces involved are almost certainly amenable to scientific rather than to paranormal explanations. Kirlian photography exploits something akin to static electricity. Some atoms hold on to their electrons more tightly than others. Organic compounds cause our hair, skin, and clothing to give up electrons more easily than, say, brass door handles. After a brisk walk along carpeted corridor on a dry afternoon, we lose electrons, and our bodies become positively charged. The difference in electric potential between the body and the awaiting door handle has to be resolved, and an impressive spark bridges the gap while our finger is still some way short of actually touching the handle. Kirlian photography sets up similar difference to be taken so as to not electrocute living subjects, and there are various ways of setting up the apparatus. But the net result is that a mild sparking discharge leaps between the subject and the plate, passing through and exposing the photographic film on the way. Some exponents claim that damaged leaves produce different auras than whole ones, and happy people yield better auras than depressives. However, this is a matter of conjecture. From a scientific point of view, the problem is that Kirlian results cannot be calibrated consistently. The technique is recording something, but exactly how useful or relevant it is, no one can be sure. Skeptics say that moisture on the subject's surface is the main factor affecting the strength or weakness of an aura. Tense people sweat, so they have damper skin, which weakens the electrical potential, thus reducing the spark phenomena. Perhaps this explains why a nervous person's aura seems so weak. So, that's all there is as far as that. What I wanted to add to this is, because I've mentioned this to people, and I've never really met anybody who, whenever we get to talking about auras or energy fields, and I mention Kirlian photography, people don't know what I'm talking about. Here's a closer picture of the guy that was meditating. Let's see if I can get it without knocking over my pipe here. So you can see what it looks like, basically. I don't know how they did this, if he was up against the plate that backed up against it or laying on it, or how that worked, but you can see how those sparks leap off. Now, the one thing that I've really found about this that was amazing to me was that they said that a a lot of the results that they've found have been if they cut a branch off of a living plant and then they do the photograph, the image will still show the leaf. They call it the phantom leaf. It's just like phantom limb syndrome, when people have a phantom limb that they think that, they can still feel their arm after they lose it or whatever, or if they never even had one. And it must be an interesting feeling, I guess, to have a phantom limb, but to have a leaf actually show a resonant energy field where that used to be, that's an interesting concept. I can only research so much of any one thing, so I have to look more into Kirlian photography to know exactly, but I wanted to share that little bit with you because I thought it was a cool page. I got that book at like Borders when they were like in one of their closeout sections years ago, like $5 or something. It was probably like a $40 book, And I was like, yeah, I'll just get it because it's nothing but cool pictures. Okay, $20 in the UK, that ain't bad. But phenomenal. Nice. There you go. Wave particle duality. That's the double slit experiment where yeah. It's pretty weird, the things I'll flip to. I don't even remember. I've never really looked through the whole book. I just flipped through it here and again. Picture of a fly, fruit fly, up close. Pretty damn cool. So, I'm going to see if I can find one more cool thing in here. I don't know what, but since I'm already in the book, might as well. They're all cool pictures. I'm sure there's got to be one that's like super rad, dude. Yeah, I still say rad. Give me a break. See, some of these are macro, not micro. Whoa. Supernova, dude. Whoa, dude, you guys are missing out. Huh? Oh, there you go. How about a picture of the map of dark matter? There's the map of something we can't see. It's pretty amazing. Oh, there you go. The golden ratio. Yep. You gotta love it. The Julia set, Fibonacci patterns. Pretty phenomenal book. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed this presentation of some random shit. I'm out, ski.